A lot of you are playing the game the wrong way, playing it on hard mode. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're currently in corporate America, that's where I used to be at, I'll flash something up on screen, then you understand that you kind of have the golden handcuffs, and a sense of security from your family and friends telling you you're doing the right thing. You probably make a decent bit of money, but in reality, you know you are meant for more and you're here to do more. You probably had dreams that you used to want to chase. Maybe you tried a couple online businesses, but you settled. Okay, and that's definitely not the feeling that you want to have. And I'm saying this because I'm speaking from experience. Literally been there, done that. And switching a couple of different things, which I'll share with you in this video, is what enabled me to go from living in Jacksonville, Florida, which if you look it up is considered the most boring city in America, fucking shithole, to then living in Thailand. And right now I'm in a beach town, stayed in Bangkok for a while, probably be traveling around Bali, the Philippines, Colombia. We're just doing the thing. Been doing this for going on 7-8 months now. So that being said, it wasn't necessarily an overnight process, but I'm here to help you accelerate it for yourself for the free ski. So that being said, what actually do you need to do? Number one, you need to identify a skill that you can do online, because if you don't have an online income, then you're fucked, right? Then number two, you need to kind of design the lifestyle that you do want to live. How much is that going to cost you? Where do you need to be at? And if you don't know exactly, give yourself a couple of different options that you want to try out, and then go fuck around and find out. Right, for me, I painted a very clear picture, a very clear goal as far as the type of woman I wanted to be around, the type of physique I wanted to have, the type of people I wanted to have around me, and then just how much money I wanted to spend on all that, how much budget, what would I need. So once you have defined the skill set you need, or skill set you have pre-existing that you can bring online, or if you already have a pre-existing skill set you can you're using online right now, and then you identify as far as like the lifestyle goal, what that looks like, you have a really solid foundation. But then from there, you need to start taking action. So what does action actually look like? Because a lot of people say, oh, I'm on YouTube, I'm looking things up. No, you're not really doing it. And there's a saying that where a man's treasure is where his heart lays. And I definitely believe that 100%. So I can only tell you what I did. I've invested $30,000, $40,000 in the online coaching programs, mentorships. Not saying you necessarily have to do that, but if you have a business you want to get into, you should be putting money into it, like off the rip. Like you should be investing that 9 to 5 money into it, because your 9 to 5 is the biggest asset that you have at the moment. A lot of people shit on 9 to 5s, and I understand. I've been there, done that too. But your 9 to 5 is your greatest weapon. You have guaranteed money coming in. You can just cut down your expenses, stop being a dumbass, and reinvest that into an actual lifestyle that you want to have. That's what I did. I was making $85K a year within corporate, started out making $70K a year, and then transitioned into, the remote high ticket sales space. And that's what's enabled me to live out here. But it takes a little bit of sacrifice, right? You're going to need to put in a little extra time into your skill. You're going to need to put money into it. You're going to have to say no to things. But once you do that, that's when everything unlocks and kind of opens up for you. So there's going to be some nice self-sacrifices. Put money where your mouth is. I always say, hey, look, you're going to have to pay your ignorance tax. You either pay with time or money. And what do rich people do? What does that version of you who's seeing success, what would they do? Right? Do they pay to get access to the information and the people doing things? Yes. Or do they just sit there and fucking hoard their money and not even try? That's what the bitch version does. Okay? People who are unsuccessful never put anything on the line. They never risk anything. That's why they never get a real reward. So if you want atypical results, you're going to need to do atypical things, and part of that means getting outside of your comfort zone. And odds are, if you're in corporate, especially in America, you're living some fucking cushy shit right now. You're being a cush ball. You need to make some shit shake. All right. So once again, coming back to you making your life a little bit harder than it needs to be. A big thing is, as you guys who are dating in America are dramatically nerfing yourself. It is what it is. If you have money, women love it, and women want resources. We want beauty. So why wouldn't you go somewhere where your resources get you more beauty and better woman? Like that's a must. So that's why one of the reasons why I also came out here to Thailand is I actually had pretty good dating success in America. It wasn't like I didn't have a good time. It's just like fucking 6s and 7s and the occasional 8, is nowhere compared to 6, 7, 8s, and 9s, right? Which is what I've been able to feel like true 9s like LA, like looking bitches, bro. Like it's a night and day difference. So much better out here for that aspect. But obviously, if you don't have your mind right and you don't have game, you don't have some sort of motion going for you back home, then don't expect to come out here and just fuck everything and have a great time with the girls. I mean, unless you're paying for it, which that's a whole other conversation. We can talk about here on this channel another time. But yeah, there's nothing wrong paying for it. I've done both, and both are better out here. Normal dating and paying for it. Then also, like, when you go outside of the country, the health aspect as well. It comes back to playing life on easy mode. We kind of talked about getting a skill set, leaving the 9 to 5, being able to experience some better lifestyle, and then from there, once you have the skill set, you have the remote income. Dating is going to be better. But then there's also the health aspect, which just kind of brings everything together. You have less shitty food. They're not injecting your fucking chicken with steroids. Instead of injecting your chicken with steroids, you can inject steroids and get your blood work done and be in a much better spot. That's something that's kind of changed my life as well, is hopping on a TRT plus protocol, 250 mgs of test, bring it down to 175, getting blood work done, which is super cheap out here, eating better food, sprinkling in some peptides, some Anavar, stuff like that. And, it's completely transformed my confidence, the way I view myself. Gym performance makes it a lot more exciting to go. And, when you have that physique, you have more money, you're having a better dating life, you're going to have more confidence, which then carries momentum into you do better at everything. And having more confidence, your money going further, better dating, better physique is all great, but if you don't have people to share that with, then it's also ass. So part of this whole strategy of playing life on easy mode is going to be going ahead and making a social media presence if you don't have one already. And if you don't know what you're doing there, you need to be getting help or doing research on this. Now, for the Instagram stuff, like, this is the big thing. You're going to need an Instagram presence. That's numero uno. It's basically your digital resume for dating, for business, for relationships in general. You need to have your Instagram dialed. There's plenty of great material on YouTube for how to structure your Instagram. If you want one-on-one help with that, there's plenty of guys who will sit down and help you. You can just do like little consultation calls with people and shit like that. For me, I've grown up on IG. I've already went through programs on how to actually structure it, so that wasn't really been a problem for me. But at the beginning, it's like, okay, how the fuck do I even start this? Let's get some help. So, kind of recapping here. I'm not going to hold y'all too long as far as the strategy goes. 1, get a remote skill if you don't have one already. Use your 9 to 5 to fund that skill acquisition. Once you've done that, and you've paid to get around the people who are doing what you're wanting to do, go ahead and make a goal as far as where you want to go and how you want to live your lifestyle. Write it down on paper. Once you have that, just take action on it. Get some savings up. Start working on that side business. Start working on that side skill and take that leap of faith. Then once you come out here, make sure your mind's right. If you were shitty at dating back home, make sure you're working on that and improving your social skills and your ability to handle women, because if you come out here, you'll get fucked, especially if you're trying to come out with Thailand. They're just like in America. They all want your resources at the end of the day. Women are not different anywhere. It just takes less to get more out here. Then from there, as far as fitness and physique goes, if you're off there, if you're not in really good shape, what are we doing? You're once again playing life on hard mode. If you don't really have a lot of experience on that, go ahead and just get in the gym, start staying a little bit more consistent with your diet. And if you're out here, that all becomes easier. I would recommend getting your blood work done, perhaps hopping on TRT and some peptides. Then from that point on, have an Instagram presence, have a social media presence, show you doing your online skill, show you being in good shape, living a cool lifestyle, maybe even flash you, with some shorties, and you can definitely maximize lifestyle that way. If you have a great network, have a great body, you have good income, have a good lifestyle, what else do you really need? That's a really strong foundation to where even if you don't necessarily know what you want to do right now, you can use that as a launch pad to then go figure out what the fuck you want to do because of your optionality and abundance mindset. There we go. That is everything that you need to do to improve your life in under 10 minutes, maximize lifestyle design, and get the fuck out of the 9 to 5 corporate America rat race lifestyle. So if you want to help with this one-on-one, actually doing this, whether it's getting an online skill, anything as far as a gym, IG, stuff like that, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram, or book a call below, one-on-one with me. Obviously working with me one-on-one is going to cost money, but if you just need some sauce, you need some tips, you have questions and shit like that, just shoot them to me. I'm not a fucking stingy guy. I'll just answer it. But yeah, let's run it.